So when you have an audition,
Mhm.
what do you first do? What's your process?
I read it a million times. I try to read it at least 3 times to understand what's happening in the scene.
Okay.
Um, for me, a big part of like I rather do on like study on audition the night before because it's when my like I feel like I just concentrate more, focus more. Not that it's like, oh, if I have more time, of course I'm gonna use it more time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like I'd rather do it overnight. Like that's when I really can memorize something. If I read it a couple of times, do it not more than a couple times, like minimum 10 times, um and then go around. Sometimes I like to walk and say the words because I feel like it helps with my muscle, I don't know. And when I sleep, I think that my subconscious kind of works with the material and then like locks it in, and then the next day I'm like, oof, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Whenever we tape, you always have made really strong choices and you've already like you're super prepared. And yet at the same time, one of the things that I noticed about you and your instrument is that you're still open to adapt the scene or make some changes. How do you do
I
that?
actually, you know what? I actually, and I've called myself this, or I even tell this to people. It's like, as an actor, you're a tool. You're just a tool. So even though you have a vision, I think that, and that's why I love film so much, specifically film, because you have that collaborative process with the director, which is very personal. And I think that, and that's why I go a lot to coaching, because I love having that process with another person that's looking from an outside perspective. And I think that as an actor, sometimes you only have your vision and what you have and your
Yeah.
perspective. But when you have that partnership with other people, then you can really create what the project is about. Like you can really create something. And so even though I have something and okay, this is where I usually have a really good instinct with what I'm reading. I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of like this. But if it doesn't happen right away, then I try to read it with other people so they help me see it in a different way, because sometimes you can get married to something and not really be what it was.